Hello and welcome to Module 3, your third lesson, which is going to be on tournament and travel responsibilities. So let's get right into it. In this lesson, you're going to learn about key logistics and responsibilities during team travel. You're going to create a tournament preparation checklist. You're also going to be able to download that in the course. And you're going to have a really good understanding of what you need to do on the road when traveling, what standards you need to set, and what you need to focus on in supporting your head coach and your players. So first, and something that is really, really important, if not the most important thing, is preparation. This is going to look different for each school. Some head coaches like to do a lot themselves so that they're in control and that they know they know what they want, they know where they want to stay, they know how they want to travel. But some head coaches like to give you, the assistant coach, a lot of responsibility, and he will communicate that with you once you get to the job. Also, there are some schools that I've mentioned that before that have managers that do exactly what we're about to go over, such as booking hotels, expenses, rental cars, booking flights, communicating with the host, whoever hosts the college event where you're going to play. But sometimes you need to do it all. And again, this course is here to make you the best prepared assistant coach you can be and the most complete um, coach you can be with all the skills you need to start out. So, plan and adjust for tournament venue. You want to be have a clear understanding of what the tournament venue looks like, what course it is, how it's going to play, how long it is, what style of golf course it is, what the weather is going to be like. That's really going to help you in, first of all, pick your players, the 5 or 6 that are going to travel to that venue. If you qualify and you just take the top 5 players by score, then obviously that's your criteria. But if there's any coaches' picks in there, knowing the tournament venue, knowing what that course asks for, and hopefully by then you will know your players, and you can then that will help you pick the best players for that next tournament. Um, but plan that's gonna incorporate a lot of things, such as booking hotels, hopefully close to the course, managing transportation, figure out where the course is, where the venue is, see how long it is from whatever school you're coaching at, decide if it's best to fly or rent a car. Also, always check your budget, see how much money you have available, and then decide if you want to fly, if you want to rent cars, how much each option costs, how far it is, and so on, how many cars you need. Um, you will need to be in charge of meals, picking restaurants at the venue, bringing snacks for the whole course of the tournament, bringing snacks on the road when you're driving or traveling, bringing snacks um, on the course when you're playing. A lot of schools have nutritionists, so get in touch with them, see what the budget is, see what you can bring to the tournament while traveling, see what's best for your players, and so on. Next is communicating with players beforehand. Communicate with them when you're going to leave, how you're going to travel, when the practice round is, how many holes you're going to play day one, how many holes you're going to play day two of the tournament. Sometimes it's 36 holes in one day and then 18, or sometimes it's 18, 18, 18. Communicate. Send out an itinerary. Send out a detailed plan of how the whole tournament's going to look like. When you depart, if you fly to the tournament, that's even more important so that everybody knows when they have to meet up, when the flight is, and so on. Be really detailed on that because it helps the players have a clear understanding of what they need to do, and what is in front of them. Yeah, and you can include, be as detailed as possible. You can include when you get up, when you head to the course, what uniforms you're going to wear. That's really important. Including that in your itinerary is really important. Um, Detailed description of outfits for each day, down to the hats, and so on. You need to make sure you prepare for weather, bring the right amount of gear, make sure each traveling player has enough balls, has a glove, has um, a yardage book or strap line. Bring medical supplies, that is really important. If anybody has issues, bring medicine, bring your ibuprofen, bring your Advil, and so on. Bring blister, um, a blister care package. And often, tournament venue, the host, the tournament, the school that hosts the tournament will have a athletic trainer on site. But just making sure that you have medical supplies is really good and shows your head coach that um, you're reliable and that you think of all the things. Um, and again, a lot of these things, if you have a manager, they will do that. Your head coach will do a lot of what I just explained, but it's good to know these things. Confirm your tee times before you leave and get in touch with the host, with the head coach of whatever school you're traveling to. Um, it's always good to be in communication. When you go into the download section of the course, there will be a preparation checklist, and there will also be a assignment for you to do. We will have to. It is like a scenario-based assignment where you will have to book hotels, figure out if you're going to fly or if you're going to drive, and you're going to send out a itinerary, a mock, a fake itinerary, and also a message that you could potentially send in your group WhatsApp or group, send out a group message. Go through that, take notes, and there will also be questions underneath this lesson for you to answer, and that will guide your notes as well. Team travel standards. That is something that is really important to go over beforehand. Again, a lot of that your head coach will do, but it is important to go over standards before you leave. Have a meeting before you leave. Have a meeting before every round. Have a meeting after the practice round. Have a quick little meeting, little hype meeting before every round. But all that goes back to standards. Set the standards before you even leave. Make sure what your goal is for the tournament. Make sure you communicate what you want to focus on, what your mindset, what you want your player's mindset to look like. Set a standard for body language, for self-talk, and so on. Also, remember, all of you and the players always represent your program. They represent your school. So set a standard that you're going to carry your school's logo with professionalism and honor and integrity. Manage downtime, manage recovery, make sure you behave well at the hotel. Again, goes back to you always represent your school. We went over team meetings. Set a standard for curfew um, when you want your players to be recovering, when you want them to be in bed, and so on. And always be ready to deal with the worst case scenario. Be ready to deal with adversity. Flight gets canceled. Something goes wrong with your rental car. Something goes wrong with the booking of the hotel. Somebody forgets rain gear. Somebody forgets their clubs. Even just prepare for the worst case scenario and have a game plan for when that happens. That is really important. Lastly, your role during the event. That will be very individual to your head coach. That will be very individual to the team, the 5 or 6 players you're bringing to that event. But usually, you will get assigned a player to walk with, to caddy, to guide throughout the round. Sometimes your head coach wants you to bounce around from player to player, walk with them for 3 or 4 holes, whatever. Sometimes your head coach wants you to be on par threes, communicate to each player that comes through that hole, hey, this player before you hit this and this club, it's this and this number. That's what the wind is doing. I saw a lot of players do this. Usually the ball feeds down to the hole when you hit it there, and so on. So that can look very different. Sometimes you walk with a player for 18 holes, times 3 times every round. So you literally spend the whole tournament with that player. Sometimes you go from player to player. Sometimes you are just standing on a hole and you pass information from player to player. Always make sure you're in communication with your head coach on your phone while you're uh, at the event. Um, and stay alert, stay on top of nutrition, hydration, snacks, and always make sure you rest enough for yourself, but also for the players to make sure you perform as good as possible. So, yeah, take notes, practice, practice, practice. Go into the downloadable section, do the assignments, answer the questions below this video, and I'll see you in the next module.